What's going on, guys? Let's talk about how to price your health coaching program to attract better clients and obviously improve the profitability of your business. All right, let's do this. Yuri Elkaim here, founder and CEO of Healthpreneur. We help health and fitness professionals grow successful virtual practices, aka coaching businesses online without all the grind. And I want to talk about the anti-grind in this video specifically and how it relates to your pricing and how you can make this whole thing work without having to, do these ridiculous dancing videos, unless you want to. If you love and you're good at that stuff, I'm not here to judge. But if you think you need to do that stuff because that's what everyone else is doing, I want to help you save your soul from that nonsense. So first and foremost, let's talk about pricing. You're undercharging right now. I don't even know you. I don't know your business, but I can promise you you're undercharging. And here's why I can say this, because I was undercharging for a long time. And if you think of it, well, not just me, but thousands of our clients undercharge. Even when they increase their prices, they're still undercharging. And here's the bigger reason why. Is someone comes to you, let's just use weight loss as an example. They've been on every single diet. They've yo-yoed up and down. For 20 years, it's been their story. And here you come and you have a solution that can end that for them forever. Is that worth $1,000? That would be a steal. Is it worth $20,000? You better believe it. Is it worth $1 million? Probably even more. Okay. So here's the thing is that you have to understand that everything you are helping people solve, whether it's weight loss, better skin, gut issues, is infinitely more valuable than what you are charging. And you have to be sold on that because you have to make the first sale. You have to be the first person who's sold, because if you can't sell yourself, guess who you can't sell? Anyone else. So if you're like, well, I don't know if it's worth $1,000, everyone else is going to say you're crazy for charging that much. But if you are on the phone with someone and you're like, listen, you've been dealing with this for 20 years. This is going to be the least expensive thing you've ever done for your health. I promise you that. And if you don't do this, you're effing crazy. Now, you don't have to say it in those words, but that's the conviction you need to bring to everything you do. I don't want to get into a political discussion here with all the nonsense that's happening with the dictators that are running these countries now, Canada, US, etc. But the masses have been brainwashed by people who are preaching a message of conviction, even if that message is 100% wrong. That's the importance of conviction. When you look at radical fundamentalist groups, etc., their rationale, like what they're doing is wrong, right? Bombing people and all that kind of stuff, it's wrong. But people buy into it because of the conviction behind these leaders. Now, the good thing in our case is that you're doing stuff that's actually very, very good and helpful for people. But you have to be convicted of that. So let's talk about your pricing. And I'm going to bring out the whiteboard here again and walk you through a couple of details. So first thing I want you to understand is you have to get away from this model, which is the transactional model, which is you pay me $100 every single time I see you, and then you kind of do things on your own between sessions and hope for the best. Okay, you can't scale that. That's a job. It's not a business. It's a one-on-one model. It's archaic. Okay, what we need to move towards is a transformational model, which looks a little bit more like this. And so what this looks like is that this is not dependent upon your time. So it's not about your time. This is about empowering the client to do things between your checkpoints with them so they actually improve on their own. And when you do this, we're getting paid for an outcome. So I know this is chicken scratch all over the place. Outcome, not time. Okay. In the transactional model, it's time over outcome. Sorry. Let me do that again. It's time more so than outcome. And you can't scale that because it's your time. So how do we price for transformation? Well, it's really simple. I don't think you should be charging anything less than $2,000. That's $20,000. That's even better. $2,000. I don't even know what you're offering. I don't even know what you're selling. Again, if it's a supplement or a pill, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a service, coaching program, something that is achieving an outcome. And I don't care if it takes a day to achieve the outcome or 12 weeks. An outcome is an outcome. Now, here's the thing. Is it more valuable to someone if you help them achieve the result in 4 days or 4 weeks? What would someone pay more money for? 4 days is the correct answer because people want results sooner than later. So don't get bogged down to the whole like, well, I got to add a ton of stuff, right? It's got to be really long and there's going to be a ton of shit that the people do. People don't want all that stuff, right? If I could press a button on your forehead and get you the results, would you rather have that or me give you like a 500-page novel to read through? The answer is obvious, okay? So don't give them more stuff. Don't give them more fluff. Just give them a very simple path to achieving the outcome. Now, I was actually talking with my clients about this 2 days ago, and I said, listen, think about it this way. A big piece of what you're providing for people is the stuff they can't do on their own, which is accountability. So even if you had a call with the prospects and they said to you, well, how does your program work? And you said, well, here's how it works. What's your favorite diet book that you've ever read? Well, if they're smart, they'll say The All-Day Energy Diet, written by this guy, Yuri Elkaim. It's a really good book. All right. So I've heard it's a really good book too. So here's what I want you to do is I want you to take the All-Day Energy Diet, and I, as your coach, am simply going to keep you accountable to do the friggin' program. That's it. I'm not going to give you anything else. You're going to read the book, you're going to do the things, and every single day I'm going to check in with you to make sure you get it done. That's it. Would that not be worth $2,000? Would it? Well, what's the outcome? Well, I want to go from exhausted to energized. I want to have more energy than my kids. I want to be able to sleep 6 hours a night and jump out of bed first thing in the morning without my alarm clock. That's the outcome that we're selling. We're not selling how many sessions do I get with you. None of that stuff. Who cares about that stuff? It's about the outcome. Another thing I was sharing with my clients, I asked them yesterday, I'm like, how many of you guys have a challenging time waking up early in the morning? I'm all about getting up early. If you watch my stuff, you know that. So I said, here's how you solve this, is you pay a trainer. You pay a trainer to show up at your house 7 days a week at whatever time you want to get out of bed. End of story. So let's say you want to get up at 5 in the morning. Guess what happens? That trainer, you're paying them to ring your doorbell at 5 in the morning. And this is even more powerful if you've got kids or other people in the house. So if I paid a trainer to come to my house at 5 in the morning, you think I'm going to be at the door at 4:55 because I don't want the doorbell to wake up my wife and 4 kids? You better believe it. So I'm going to get my ass out of bed because I know if I don't, he's ringing the bell and everyone's getting up and then it's going to be a shit show. So accountability is massive. Even if I just go to the door and be like, hey, Bill, good seeing you, man. Thanks for ringing the bell. Have an awesome day. That's what I was paying him for, like literally to get me out of bed, because we will always do more for other people than we will for ourselves. That would be a good use of my money. It sounds ridiculous. Like it doesn't even make sense. Why would you would pay someone to ring your bell and then they leave? Would I pay that person $4,000 a month? It seems ridiculous, but if it was a really must-have outcome, I might. So what you're providing your clients with is accountability and support they've never, ever, ever achieved before. And this goes back to you being an amazing provider at what you do. Like I know when our clients come to work with us, they have never experienced coaching and support like they do with us. I have 1,000% certainty in that because I know what other businesses are doing. And I'm like, oh, how often were you, how many coaching calls did you get a day with this other program? And they're like, sorry, per day? Yeah, I'm like, how many times per day could you get on with a world-class expert to get live hands-on help with your work? They're like, I don't know. We had like 1 call a month. I was like, oh, well, it's no wonder you couldn't achieve the goals by yourself. Like, how are you supposed to achieve these goals if you only got 1 call a month or 1 call a week? Would you think it might be helpful if we could give you access to 7 calls a day, literally on demand, to help you with this, or this whenever you need? You don't have to jump on all the calls, but whenever you need, help on a specific area, you have, literally at the press of a button, a call to jump onto and get live help. Would that be helpful? Like, holy cow, right? So this is one of the things that we do for our clients, which is why so many of them get amazing results, because we actually care about helping them. Okay. We're not here to take people's money and be like, good luck on your own. So going back to pricing, you have to be pricing your program at a minimum $2,000 because that's the minimum, I think. And again, is it an arbitrary number? For sure. Why not 2,200? Well, I don't know. 2,200 if you want, but you have to be 100% convicted in the price. So if $2,000 is too much, take it down a notch until you're like, oh, okay, I can fully get behind 1,500. But let's talk about, I want to go back to why the pricing is so important. So remember, people who don't pay attention. The more they pay attention. If someone invests $2,000, they're much more committed than someone who pays 20. If someone is like, man, that's a lot of money. Exactly. Do you know why it's priced this way? Do you know why it's priced this way? The person's like, I don't know, because you are worth it. If this were free, you wouldn't show up and you wouldn't get the results. And that would be a massive disservice to you. So that the reason it's $2,000 is because I know this is what it takes to get you out of bed to do the stuff you got to do. I don't care if it's uncomfortable for you, because if you're uncomfortable, go lay on the couch. That's not what you're here to do. You're here to get uncomfortable, and that means investing more than you maybe want because you're going to achieve the outcome that you're going to achieve. Okay. Person's like, well, if I invest $2,000, how do I know I'm going to get the results? Right? So there's a disbelief sometimes in the quality of your service or program, which is where your conviction has to come in big time. And social proof helps, right? I have no problem telling people I'm the best in the world at what I do. If you work with anyone else, you're fucking crazy. That's literally the mindset that I have. I was watching a documentary on Cristiano Ronaldo, and so this is the best soccer player, arguably in history. I think he's the best of all time. First thing he says in the documentary is, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. In my mind, I'm always the best. And that's the way I feel. Is that narcissistic, overconfident, egotistical? No, I'm the best. I know I am. And because of that, I attract the best people on our team. And if you talk to any of our clients, they'll tell you that the people that we have on our team are absolutely friggin' world class. So when I have a conversation with someone and I'm like, oh, you're working on another coaching program, best of luck with that. And a lot of times they're like, I wish I had found you sooner. I'm like, I know. Which is why it's so important to master your marketing, because if you can, the better you market, the more you can be everywhere. And the more people see your stuff, the more likely they are to choose you compared to someone else. So let's talk about that for a second, because when you have a higher price point, you can do something called CFA. Not the Canadian Flight Academy, which is actually where I got my pilot's license, but this is something called client financed acquisition. So here's what it looks like. And here's why it's important to have premium pricing, because this doesn't work if you don't. So if you've watched any of my other videos, and if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, because you're crazy if you don't. You start off with a Facebook ad. Okay. I'm not going to go into why Facebook ads. Just trust me on this. You're going to spend money on Facebook ads, because if you don't, you're not going to grow your business. So you're going to spend, let's say, $600 per month on Facebook ads. Now, how do we do that? Well, we have these amazing things called credit cards. But Yuri, I don't want to spend money on my credit card. Well, too bad. Just go work at Starbucks. But I don't have a credit card. Get a credit card or go work at Starbucks. Okay, this is a business. This is not a hobby. Okay. So the nice thing with Facebook is that you use your credit card and you put the digits into Facebook. Facebook is now going to run ads and it's going to charge that credit card. And guess what happens with the credit card? You don't have to pay it off. Like, you could technically never pay it off and you just pay a lot of interest, which is not recommended. But here's the cool thing. So let's say you spend $20 a day on Facebook ads. So $600, okay? So you're putting the credit card into Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And what ends up happening is that Facebook, sorry, this is not drawn properly here. Let me do this. Let's move this guy over here. All right. So now we're putting the credit card in Facebook. Facebook, we're $600 in the month. And let's say that you're getting a cost per lead of $3 cost per lead. Okay. So now you're bringing all these leads into your email list and you're growing and they're coming into your perfect client pipeline. So this is your PCP here. So they're going into a webinar. They're going to watch a masterclass. They're going to book a call with you, etc. So we have 200 leads. Our cost per lead is $3 per lead. Now, on 200 leads, let's just say that 3 people book a call, which is a very realistic number. So 3 people book a call. because they're like, man, that was a great masterclass. I love what you're up to and I want to be part of it. 3 people book a call and then 1 person enrolls. Okay. So here's the thing is that this 1 person who enrolls, remember what they're paying? They're paying $2,000. So you spent $600 on your Facebook ads. You enrolled 1 client for $2,000. Guess what you do now is you take that $600 and you put it back on your credit card, and that leaves you with $1,400 profit. So this is a theoretical example, but this is actually very, very real. These numbers are very real based on having done this with thousands of our clients who are all health experts. In fact, one of our clients, Damien, was telling us yesterday he had spent $1,200, made $9,000 in return in the last 2 weeks with this type of system. Okay. So now this is very powerful, but let me show you why premium pricing is important, because if you did this and you were charging $500, guess what happens? Now you're negative 100. You could do that, right? But why? Why not be more profitable? You don't need to work with 1 million people. You need to work with 100, right? Or whatever the number is for you. When you charge more, your marketing becomes infinitely scalable because you've got margin to continue spending on your ads. You can spend more money to acquire a client, and you're going to blow everyone out of the water because people are selling these $47 ebooks and they can't spend money at your pace to acquire clients. So why would you not do this? Like, tell me why you would not do this. And there's 2 reasons. Number 1, this may not work for my business. Well, that's true if you try to do it by yourself, which is why people work with us. Second reason is I don't like using a credit card. In that case, you got to check yourself and once again, go work at Starbucks. Listen, like you have to look at this as you're investing in your business. You're investing in acquiring clients who are going to pay you money. You're leveraging OPM, other people's money, which in this case is the bank or Visa or MasterCard or Amex. And you don't have to pay them back tomorrow. So you bring in the cash and then you're paying off your balance within 30 days or less, right? And if you're spending $6,000 on ads a month, then guess what happens? You just add a 0 to the 2. Now you have $20,000 for $6,000 ad spend. Are these numbers going to hold up every time? No. Some people see a 10-to-1 return. Some people see 4-to-1, 5-to-1. But can you tell me where else on this planet you're going to see these types of returns? You invest in real estate. If you go buy a house, you're lucky if the value of that house doubles in the next 10 years. You're lucky if that happens. Right? The business you have is the biggest asset you have from an investment perspective. You have to think like an investor, not a friggin' employee. So please tell me, if you don't do this, what else are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to post on Instagram. I want to be more present on social media. Do you? Or do you just want more clients and money? Because you got to be very clear about what your purpose in business is. Is it to create these like dancing videos where like, I don't know, how many times have I talked about this, right? You can obviously tell this drives me absolutely friggin' bonkers. I mean, if I were to just pull up my feed and show you some of the nonsense that I see every single day, but I'm not going to, because there's no point in focusing our attention there. I'm here to help you build, just think smart, like be intelligent. Don't be a donkey. Don't just do things that make sense. So why would this not work? Well, because you don't know what you're doing. Oh, I've heard Facebook ads don't work. Yeah, because you didn't know what you're doing. Or the person who's doing your Facebook ads didn't know what they were doing. I don't know how to sell on the phone. Well, you gotta build that skill. You have to develop that skill of learning how to sell. And if you don't like that, then again, go work at Starbucks. Right? I'm gonna say that the 4th time now. I said this in this video. If you're in business, take it seriously. Right? If you're a practitioner and you have an overhead in your clinic of $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month, plus equipment, plus team, and you're not willing to invest in marketing like this, what's the point, right? Most practitioners they've purchased their own jail cell. They've purchased a 4-wall clinic that they cannot escape. They don't get paid unless the people walk in to pay them money. If they take a week off, no one comes in, no one gets money, no one gets helped. It's an archaic model. Do not buy into the matrix. Like, it's the medical matrix, right? We've all been brought into that. We've all been taught that system, and it's absolutely outdated. It's archaic. It creates modern day slavery, and you deserve better. And so do your clients. Okay. And the beautiful thing with this is that you can do this within your city, state, country, worldwide. Most of our clients service clients all around the States or North America, or in some cases worldwide. You don't need to be in a mega city where there's a lot of wealth, right? There's a lot of people out there who will invest premium dollars to get the support and the results that they want. So that's my spiel on how to price your health coaching program. It's an arbitrary number. Yeah, it's an arbitrary number that you decide you are worth based on the outcome you're producing. Don't compare yourself to other people, because here's the thing, is almost everyone you're comparing to are running mediocre businesses. Look at if you're questioning this, please tell me the last time you frequented a business, whether that's a restaurant, cafe, airlines, hotel, or other, that blew your mind. When was the last time that happened? Never. So think about that in a virtual setting with other health coaches and their businesses. Do you think that their businesses are crushing it? Let me let you in on a little secret here. The average health coach business makes $37,000 a year. That is about $3,000 a month. You want to compare what you're pricing to a business that's barely making it above poverty line income? Don't do that, okay? If you do what everyone else is doing, you're going to get what everyone else is getting. And if you want better results, subscribe to this channel, watch every single video on my channel, and I promise you, your life and your business will transform. Otherwise, you get your money back. Cool. Oh yeah, sorry, you didn't pay anything? Well, that's up to you now. So now you're going to show up and do the work, watch the videos, and if you want more help, and if you want us to really help you with this stuff, just reach out, and happy to have a conversation. Anyways, much love. Hopefully this makes sense. I know there's a bit of tough love and no bullshit today, but that's the way I roll. If you want to snuggle and talk about Care Bears, I'm not your guy. If you want results and you want to help people and you want to live a great life in the process of building an amazing business, you're in the right place. See you guys soon. Bye.